Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the City of Desert Hot Springs regular meeting of the Planning Commission. It is Tuesday, December 13th, 6 p.m. Go ahead and call this meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Cook?
Present.
Commissioner Grant?
Present.
Commissioner Wagstaff?
Present.
Vice Chair Nindell?
Present.
Chair Duffel?
Present. Thank you very much. At this time, I will ask Commissioner Cook if he would please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Commissioner Cook. At this time, I will call for an approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Grant and a second from Commissioner Cook. Please make your selections on the screen, and we'll go ahead and vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. At this time, we'll move on to approval of the minutes. We have two sets of minutes this evening that will be approving: a Planning Commission special meeting minutes for November 7th, 2022, and Planning Commission special meeting minutes for November 21st, 2022. May we have a motion to either approve the minutes as presented or as corrected?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for November the 7th and for the special meeting.
So
I'll second.
I have a motion to approve for both November 7th and November 21st special meeting minutes, and I have a second from Commissioner Cook. Please make your selections on the screen, and please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. This time, we'll go ahead and open up the public comments, and at this time, pursuant to the Brown Act, any person may comment on matters of general interest within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Planning Commission not listed on the agenda. Under the Brown Act, the Planning Commission should not take action on or discuss matters raised during public comment portion of the agenda that are not listed on the agenda. Comments are limited to the first 10 speakers at 3 minutes per speaker. Speakers may not yield their time to others without consent of the chair. All comments are to be directed to the Planning Commission and shall be devoid of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during public comments. If you do have public comments, we have a blue card in the back of the room there that you can fill out and turn in to the city clerk. And I'd ask you to state your name and city of residence for the record. Mr. City Clerk, do we have any public comments?
We do not.
Thank you very much. Go ahead and close the public comments and move on to the public hearing. Item number 1 on the agenda is a time extension number 22-3, requesting a 1-year extension of time for the following project development permit number 20-10, Applicant J. Cohen via Luxe. May I have a staff report, please?
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. The project site is located on 2 parcels within the visitor-serving mixed-use zone at the southeast corner of Mesquite Avenue and 5th Street on APN 639-302-005 and 006, shown here. The development permit number 20-10 was approved by the Planning Commission on December 8th, 2020 for a 6-unit spa motel with an expiration date of December 8th, 2022. The applicant submitted application TE 22-3 on October 20th, 2022, which is before you. I'd like to note that this is the first time extension request for development permit 20-10. And if approved, the applicant will be eligible to apply for 2 additional time extensions. Shown here is the approved site plan under DP 20-10. On December 8th, 2020, the Planning Commission approved development permit number 20-10, and in doing so, adopted an MND for the project. No changes are proposed under the time extension, and therefore, the only finding that the Planning Commission needs to make is that the request for a one-year time extension is consistent with the original MND. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission grant a one-year extension for development permit number 20-10, APN 639-302-005 and 639-302-006 from December 8th, 2022 to December 8th, 2023. And that concludes my staff report. I'm available if you have any questions. The applicant is not present.
Thank you, Ms. Michael, for your report. I do have one question. I note that you mentioned this is their first time extension. They're eligible for 2 more. Just for the clarification for the record, they will be notified of their extension status, correct?
Correct, yes. And it will provide them with notifying them that they can apply for 2 additional and the new expiration date.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Are there any other questions of staff from the Planning Commission? Okay, seeing none, we will go ahead and open the public hearing, take testimony from the applicant, but the applicant is not here. We will go ahead and open for public testimony for those in favor, opposed, or in a neutral position. Mr. City Clerk, do we have any?
We do not.
Okay, thank you very much. Seeing no public comment, there is no reason for a rebuttal. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing and have Planning Commission discussion and questions of staff. Do we have any questions or a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, what is your
To
motion?
approve a one-year extension of time, subject to the proposed conditions of approval for development permit number 20-10.
Okay, we have a motion, and
A
did you?
second.
We have a second on that motion. Go ahead and make the selection on the screen. Ms. Grant, if you could select second on your screen, if it's up.
It's frozen.
It's frozen. Okay, can we go ahead and move on to a roll call vote on this one so we can go ahead and move forward?
Yes, absolutely. Commissioner Cook,
Aye.
Commissioner Grant,
Aye.
Commissioner Wagstaff,
Aye.
Vice Chair Nindell,
Aye.
Chair Duffel.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. At this time, we'll move on to item number 2 on the agenda, conditional use permit number 22-15, an application for a type 41 alcohol license to sell beer and wine for consumption on or off the premises where sold at 66184 Pearson Boulevard, APN number 639-232-044. May I have a staff report, please?
Yes, thank you. The project site is located at 66184 Pearson Boulevard, as shown here, and is within the commercial general zone. The applicant has submitted for a Type 41 license for the on-sale beer and wine for an eating place/restaurant. A Type 41 license authorizes the sale of beer and wine for consumption on or off the premises. They must operate and maintain the licensed premises on a bona fide eating place. Shown on the left is the existing floor plan, and on the right is a proposed floor plan and is in red where the alcohol will be stored and sold. Shown here are some of the current site photos. Pursuant to Section 15301 of the California Environmental Quality Act, staff has found the project to be exempt from environmental review as a Class 1 existing facilities. With that said, this is for consideration of conditional use permit number 22-15 and provide a certificate of convenience or necessity for a Type 41 alcohol license to sell beer and wine for consumption on or off the premises where sold. Located at 66184 Pearson Boulevard, subject to the conditions of approval and findings for APN 639-232-004. And that concludes my report. I'm available if you have any questions, and the applicant is also here. Thank you.
Thank you for your staff report. At this time, we'll entertain questions of staff from the Planning Commission. Are there any? Okay, Seeing no questions of staff from the commission, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing and take testimony from the applicant. If the applicant can come forward, if he'd like to speak, and state his name for the record. Good evening, Mr. Walker. Was there anything that you'd like to add?
No, she did a wonderful job.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Walker. Is there any public testimony, Mr. City Clerk, for anyone in favor, opposed, or in a neutral position on this item?
We have none.
Okay, since there's no one here to speak on that item, you have nothing to rebut, sir. And thank you very much. You can go ahead and take a seat. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing at this time and move on to Planning Commission discussion and consideration. Commissioner Cook, do you have any discussion or a motion? Commissioner Wagstaff? Commissioner Grant?
I have a motion.
Very well.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the CUP for number 2215 to authorize the Type 41 ABC license located at 66184 Pearson Boulevard.
Okay, we have a motion
I'll second.
and we have a second. Please make your selections on the screen.
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, just for clarification, that also would include the convenience and necessity findings as well, because we also have to do that as well. I know, I believe that Ms. Villagomez actually said it in her oral recommendation, but I think it was accidentally omitted in the staff report. So just to make sure that as well.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much, Ms. City Attorney. Now that the motioner has been made aware, is that included to the motion? Okay, we have that included to the motion. Does the seconder wish to
Yes, I would like to
continue?
include the convenience of necessity within the motion. Okay.
Okay, fantastic. So we have a motion and a second. Go ahead and select your vote on the screen.
Motion passes unanimously.
Congratulations, Mr. Walker. This time, we'll go ahead and move back into the public comments portion, where an opportunity is given to those members of the public who have not addressed the Planning Commission on an item which is not on the agenda. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. If there are any, please state your name and city of residence for the record. Mr. City Clerk, do we have any public comments?
We do not.
Okay, wonderful. Then I don't have my third page here. Thank you very much. Move on to Chair and Planning Commission member reports. Do we have any? Commissioner Grant? Commissioner Wagstaff?
None.
Commissioner Cook?
None.
Vice Chair Nindell?
Nothing.
Okay, fantastic. We'll move on to the Community Development Director report.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I don't have any written presentation, but since I believe this is our last planning commission of the year, right? Do you have one more?
We
One
have
more.
a special meeting
Okay.
scheduled for next Tuesday.
Wonderful. I was going to say, I'm more than happy to give you guys a wrap-up of the year, but nonetheless, I will be able to do that for you this upcoming one. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. At this time, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.